Hello everyone and welcome to the Atlanta Open Series. I'm Glenn Jones, joined in the booth by Brian Braun-Duin.
Hello.
Brian, you had a top 8 in Legacy last week and you were slugging it out for a while in the Standard as well, playing Black-White-Red Aristocrats in Philly.
Yep, exactly.
You came back with Aristocrats again, I guess, sort of. This version
Sort of,
is
yeah.
a little different.
It's actually just called Aristocrat, no, not plural.
just Cartel in this version, and yet we still have Blood Crypt, Sacred Foundry, Dragon Skull Summit, Clifftop Retreat. We don't have any red cards in our main deck, though.
Yeah, we have 0 red cards. Basically, Slayer Stronghold was so good that I figured I would like to play an additional 8 Shocklands just to facilitate it,
So you're playing a black-white deck splashing Slayer Stronghold this
Yeah,
week.
absolutely, yeah.
Well, we've seen crazier things, but not many. I'll see. You've moved really just all in on the token theme going into black-white. You're running the Lingering Souls, Zathemekmancer, all together, the Townsfolk, just the full-blowns. And you've added in all the intangible virtues to your main deck as well.
4 intangible virtues. Intangible Virtue, card that was banned in Block Constructed. One of my favorite cards from Innistrad Block, just by far. And this is the last week it's legal, and I would give it a proper send-off. I mean, granted, I've played it in Legacy before, so I may play it again at some point, but
the environments are still cooking around,
yeah,
you know?
It's still a real card, so, but yeah. I wanted to give it a final send-off, so I decided to just turn the deck into like a straight token deck. Falcon Wrath Aristocrat was consistently the worst card for me in the Black-White-Red Aristocrats deck, so didn't really mind cutting it. That was pretty much the only reason to play red, other than Slayer Stronghold, which was still good enough to splash for. I actually tried Gavney Township with a green splash. Again, no green cards, just Gavney Township, but it was actually just worse than Slayer Stronghold, surprisingly enough.
I actually could believe that, because I really like how Slayer Stronghold generates these great top decks at the end of the game, you know? Doom Traveler, not that exciting. Lava Spike, now we're cooking.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, one of the things about the deck is, like, everyone's playing Mutilates and Bonfires and Supreme Verdicts. There's, like, so many Wrath effects in the format, and Slayer Stronghold just, like, they have to cross their fingers every time they Wrath your board that you don't just play another creature and just hit them for 5 or 4 or whatever.
Sure. All right, well, I agree with cutting Falcon Wrath Aristocrat. After last weekend in Philly, we saw all these other Aristocrat decks, and that's like one of the cards you just don't want to have in a lot of those matchups. It just gets gummed up by everything they're doing, because obviously Lingering Souls is good against Falcon Wrath Aristocrat.
Absolutely.
Newsflash. But you're also running Soren, which is a card that it's kind of been on and off in these decks for a bit, and I'm guessing the Intangible Virtue theme really kind of justifies it for you.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't think Soren's that good outside of Intangible Virtue. It was pretty mediocre for me last week, but with Virtue in the deck, it becomes just so much of a scarier threat, and you're not just relying on his emblem to be good anymore. You can just +1 him and make 3/3s, or whatever. And with like Slayer Stronghold too, you can make
just lightning helixes.
Yeah, you can make lightning helixes every turn. If you have Virtues, you're making like War Leaders helixes or whatever. Just they haven't printed like the God of War helix yet, but if you have 2 Virtues, that's kind of what you're getting the 5 points.
Yeah, we're close enough. We're close enough.
Baneslayer Angel, there you go.
Moving over to your sideboard, we do have a red card there. It's not one I would have expected to see personally. It's Dreadboard. What are we sideboarding Dreadboard for?
Basically like Olivia decks for the most part. Okay. I also bring it in against like the Desecration Demon decks just as additional removal. A lot of times like against decks like Olivia decks and Desecration Demon decks, Blood Artist is kind of mediocre.
Sure.
And so you want something to bring in place of the Blood Artist. And I pretty much just want to kill all of their creatures, especially since those decks are now running like 4 Vampire Nighthawks. I have to kill that card.
Yeah.
So I decided to go with Dreadboard, and I figured Dreadboard was better than the other options because Doomblade and Orzhov Charm are like Orzhov Charm. The life loss actually hurts.
Sure, it can matter.
Yeah, it definitely matters, and the other abilities are almost irrelevant. And Doomblade is pretty restrictive, so I just wanted like an all-inclusive answer. Plus, like Dreadboard can occasionally get a Garruk or something.
Yeah, I'm not against more ways to kill Olivia Voldaren in these decks. You really just want to kill her immediately on site every single time.
I basically feel like if I kill Olivia, I can't lose the game.
I don't disagree with you.
So I just want as many ways to kill Olivia as I can.
I think we'll be seeing more from Dreadboard once rotation comes. It's one of the cheapest and most versatile kill spells. Obviously, we just got Hero's Downfall as well, which is, depending on how you think of things, maybe an upgrade, maybe not, but Dreadboard is definitely going to be on the list of removal spells I look to in Theros Standard.
I think so, yeah. Like, Hero's Downfall is pretty much a side grade, I think, so...
If I was playing, I like that.
Yeah, if I was playing Black Red, I'd probably still play Dreadboard just because it's cheaper.
Archangel of Thune is another card that I think might catch on significantly more once we get into Theros Standard. It was kind of hyped when we were coming into this format. You know, everyone was, you know, yeah, Archangel of Thune is going to be a big deal. Kind of not. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
It showed up in a few decks. Maybe those people feel a little guilty about saying how awesome it was. I don't know.
I mean, I may have said it was better. I may have said it was better than Baneslayer Angel. I don't know. Did I say that? I don't think so, but maybe I did. Still holding to it.
Yeah. Well, you have this week to try and prove it for this format at least. Once we move into Theros, a lot of things are going to change. But in this deck, it obviously has a lot of functionality, especially with Blood Artist. Have you actually gotten to do that to anyone? I'm just curious.
No, unfortunately, I haven't gotten to do that yet. Basically, Archangel comes in the aggressive matchups pretty much, and you obviously want to keep Blood Artist in those matchups because it's such a powerful card. So yeah, you have the combo of Archangel, Blood Artist, and Cartel Aristocrat to start sacking creatures, draining them, putting a +1/+1 counter on your team, like repeating, you know, for as many guys as you want to sack, just repeat the process. Archangel's also, yeah, just really good in general with the token theme. You have like Gather the Townsfolk and Lingering Souls, and like you just have tons of creatures to put counters on.
It's also an incredible card against the green-red aggro deck that just won Philadelphia. I know I've seen that deck just basically be on Mizzium Mortars or bust in that situation every time.
Right.
And when they bust big.
Yeah, when they bust, they're dead. And Archangel's pretty sweet with Slayer Stronghold too.
I won't disagree. Well, Brian, how have you started off in the Standard Open?
So far, I'm 2-0.
Ooh, that's a change of pace. Well,
yeah.
Brian, good luck in the rest of your rounds.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll be sure to lose
in the top 8.
I'll be sure to lose some later just to get back on track.
Just to get a good sweat going.
Yeah.